got a little bit extra time here, so if my wife is at home watching on the internet stream, hi honey, I love you. My name is Laurence Gellert. I work at the University of Oregon, and at a department called the Center for Applied Second Language Studies, and we are doing a project called Missionlls. Missionlls has nothing to do with Windows IIS. It is actually a tool for learners. It is an ePortfolio system. And we've gotten together with some people across the country, and namely NASA, they don't just launch space shuttles, they do learning programs for high school students. And one of the problems we're trying to address is the fact that when kids in high school are taught the Quadratic Equation, it is typically taught in isolation. And it's not taught in a way that relates to what's really cool about it. And that goes for most things that are happening in our public school system today. So, if you're being taught to fill in boxes on a Scantron test versus learning how to actually apply what you're learning and how your learning relates to the next thing, you're missing out on something. So what we're going to try to do with our ePortfolio system is create a positive progression. It's hard to find a picture of a happy student in Google. Actually, you'd be surprised. But what we want to do is we want to allow kids to master what they're learning and demonstrate that creatively. So the ePortfolio system has three main components. There's a showcase, which you can think of like LinkedIn. There is a work log, which is like homework, but we have a special take on that. And there's also a reflective journal piece. So what Missionlls is all about is training that next generation of researchers, scientists, and engineers to hopefully launch satellites and have fun doing it. So one of the key pieces to this system is a learning quest, and this is where the homework comes in. Now this looks a lot like homework, but the way it's performed is a lot different. The learner's not going to just fill out a multiple choice question or turn in their work on paper. They're going to be doing this all online. And below that learning quest, what you're going to see is a set of CanDo statements. CanDo statements are one of the core innovations that we've created at the university. And a CanDo is a positive statement about what your abilities are. And you start off marking it as a goal. Later you mark it as help, and eventually you mark it as CanDo. Now when it is marked as CanDo, you're expected to create evidence, and it's a blank slate. So this is up to you to be creative about how you want to do it. We support a variety of digital formats. I think the most exciting is Web 2.0, because a learner can embed, using an HTML embed tag, something from another website. And all the content right now in the alpha is based on 8 categories, and we've decided to put that into a learning tree. The idea is the kid will work their way up the tree towards waves, but they might start at motion and mechanics. As the learners perform CanDos and upload evidence, the tree will blossom and bear fruit, so they have a visual indicator they're doing well. And we've heard a lot about gaming tonight, and that's just something that we're on as well. We think that adding gaming aspects to this software will help kids use it more. In fact, what I'm seeing here is that when a learner fills out their CanDos for a particular area, we'll have some sort of an animated cutscene that would reward them. Hey, you're doing so great with this. Keep going. Good job. So we want to reinforce that behavior. Now, this should look familiar to many of you. I no longer play WoW, but I used to, and I know the mechanics of the game. And Blizzard knows very well how to motivate people to come back into the tool. Someone has worked very hard on the left side of this tree to get to that Holy Paladin talent. And we see the same thing happening in our software. Everything in the database has been tagged because we want to go beyond just math and science eventually. And we actually want learners to contribute content as well. And if it's tagged correctly, let's say someone makes a music unit. Well, music could go with waves. It could go with some math, maybe cosine, sine. And the learning tree begins to turn into more like a computer-generated graph. And this is where we're really not sure how we're going to handle this yet. But there's a variety of libraries out there that we can use to create a computer graph. So the benefits here create a positive feedback loop. And autonomy was mentioned earlier tonight as well. That's a big thing in motivation. Achievement, being proud of what you're doing, that's also very important. So we think we've hit on all these points. Now, what happens when you cheat? Well, if you cheat on your portfolio, it's kind of silly because if you say that you can launch a rocket and you can't, well, you're probably going to get a visit from Mr. Trump. He would love to fire you. So a little bit about the technology stack. We are using open source software for the entire thing. And we believe in using the best tool for the purpose. So there's a variety of different things that we're leveraging. One of the more exciting ones, though, is the SVG graphic format, and that's how the tree is designed. So I don't know if you know about SVG, but it's an XML-based graphical format. It runs on mobile phones. It runs on modern browsers. It allows us to programmatically control the layers of the tree with page-level JavaScript. So I've been having a blast working with that. And right now, the project is in alpha. We're going to go into beta here, get some feedback, and we hope that it'll be used this winter. I mean, it will be used this winter, and the results will be analyzed by our researchers. Well, thank you very much.